Hey, good to see you. So I get asked all the time what clinicians should price their running gait analysis. So I wanted to do a deep dive onto this topic and also share with you a really cool pricing tool that you can plug in numbers and find the right price for your own running gait analysis. So let me go through how to use that pricing tool and give you a little context for how clinicians come up with a price for their running gait analysis. And quite honestly, it's something a lot of clinicians struggle with. They're not sure what to price their running gait analysis at. Sometimes they'll price it below their out-of-pocket rates, or sometimes they'll price it above their out-of-pocket rates. There can be a lot of different price ranges for a running gait analysis. In fact, when I went on and took a look at 26 different running gait analyses, or running gait analysis clinics, I found that the price ranged all the way from $75 to $500. So it can really range. So what do we see as a good price point, and how do we land on that price point? Well, there's a couple things to consider. It's tempting, if you're an emerging running expert, that you would price your running gait analysis on the lower side or the lower end. Or if you have a lot of experience being a running gait analysis expert, then you might want to price that range at the higher end. So it's very tempting. It's also really easy to think about, well, what value am I offering patients, or what will patients pay for, or what is the price that everyone else is doing a running gait analysis for? These are tempting things to think about, but they're common pitfalls. And that's why I want to share with you the running gait analysis price calculator so you can go through and calculate the price that works for you. The other thing I'll say is cash PT services are quite valuable. We offer a lot of value to patients. Running gait analysis is quite valuable to patients. So it's finding that value that you're providing to patients and then pricing it accordingly, and also pricing it with your needs and your business in mind. So let's talk about the price range. So the price range, as I mentioned, is somewhere between $75 and $500. And I found there's a lot of clinics on that kind of 100, 150 is more popular, 200 is quite a lot of clinics, 250 is the majority of clinics, and as we get towards 300 and above, 350, we start to see less and less clinics offering those price points. So that kind of gives you a range of how much clinicians are charging for a running gait analysis. However, it's important to go through and actually calculate what the price that would work for you would be. Because we don't want to think about the terms of all these pitfalls in terms of, trying to guess what someone might pay for a running gait analysis, or guess what someone values a running gait analysis. This is a value you're providing to patients, and it's a very high value. It's something patients need. It's something runners want to come get. It's something they view physical therapists and running experts as the experts in the industry as. And so, as accordingly, you should get paid for that expertise. It's not only the time you're providing, but it's the training that you went through to become a running expert. It's all the things you're doing, the equipment you have, all of the different time you're giving the patients, all those different components that's going to be a factor into calculating the price that you would give for a running gait analysis. And some of those prices can be based off your cash pay rate. Sometimes you can use that as a landing point, or sometimes you can use that as a reference point to be able to say, okay, my cash-based prices are here, and how much value in terms of what I'm offering, or how much time am I allowed to do this. There's a lot of different ways you can calculate that price. So I want to share with you a really cool pricing tool that Morgan Meese, who is a PT turned business coach, shared with me. And so I want to take you through how to calculate the price of your running gait analysis so that you can have confidence that you've landed on a good price, but also one that makes sense for all parties involved, the patient, the practitioner, everyone. So let me go through and talk about how to use this pricing tool. So here you see the gait analysis price calculator, and I want to highlight a couple important things here. The traditional way of thinking to be able to price a gait analysis would be, okay, I'm going to try to price somewhere around what my out-of-pocket rates are, and I'm also going to price this somewhere around what I think patients value a running gait analysis, and I'm going to look at what everyone else is charging and then give you kind of a median, or maybe pick on the high or low side, whatever needs you're kind of selecting, but you're trying to work a little bit backwards here to get to your end goal of pricing a running gait analysis. So let's look at it a little bit different. So let's first start with your monthly income goals. So let's say you want your total monthly income, and this is pre-tax, this is all pre-tax, but let's say you want your total monthly income to be $8,000. And that's going to mean that you're going to need a revenue or an income of $11,000 because you have business expenses, you have savings and business reinvestment that you're going to be putting back into your company. So there's a lot of other numbers that are going to take from that total value, as many people do know. So if your goal is to have a total monthly income of $8,000, well, how are we going to back into that $8,000 using not only physical therapy services, but also a cash-based running gait analysis clinic? Well, the first thing you'd want to calculate is how much time you have available to participate in running gait analysis services. So here's a nice way to get that number. Let's say you're offering physical therapy appointments, which many of us do. So you're offering physical therapy appointments and they're at 1 hour long and they're also $105. Now let's say monthly you're providing 96 of those. So that's 96 hours spent on doing physical therapy services themselves. And with that, and with a running gait analysis clinic, you're going to have administrative hours such as the marketing, the scheduling. You have a patient that wants a bill. You have documentation you need to write. You have maybe a blog article you want to write as well as part of your marketing. All those different things go into your administrative hours. So 32 administrative hours is what I'm saying a month. And you can obviously come in here and adjust these. Maybe you're doing less or more visits. Maybe your price point is a little higher or lower, and maybe these hours fluctuate. So this can always obviously be something that is adjustable to you. Look for the article, the blog, and you can go ahead and download this form, and you can fill in the numbers as they fit you. And then lastly, I'm taking here the monthly available working hours. So 160 available working hours a month, 40 times 4. Obviously, that might change based on some people, but that can be a good number to work from. So to get your hours available for running gait analysis sessions, you'd want to take that 160, so the total amount that you're working per month or available to work per month, 160 minus 90 because that 96 because that is the amount of PT visits time that you are taking, minus that administrative time 32, and you're going to land on 32 hours available to do a running gait analysis. So with that number, how do we arrive at a price to be able to provide patients a running gait analysis? And that's where we come down to our last section here. So price of running gait analysis session, we're going to say is $250, but how did we land at that number? Let's back into that. So we're going to have our monthly income goal at $8,000. And if we do 96 times 105, so we're going to get our income from physical therapy, that's going to be $7,000. And so if we're taking that $7,000, and remember, that's going to be minusing your business expenses and your savings. So if your monthly income from PT is $7,000, we've got another $1,000 to make to reach that monthly income goal of $8,000. So how do we price our running gait analysis to be able to achieve that goal? Well, again, we identified that there's 32 hours to provide a running gait analysis. Now, maybe as you're starting or as you've been more experienced as a running expert, you might have more or less demand. So these numbers obviously can fluctuate. So I'm just going to use our goal here of $8,000. How many running gait analyses would we need to do? Well, let's say in this case, using 250, we're going to need to do 4 running gait analyses a month. And that's 1 hour sessions. So 4 running gait analyses, that's going to bring in $1,000, and that's going to reach our goal of $8,000 income. Now, for 4 hours, that's not bad. However, maybe that changes. Maybe you want to charge $200. So instead of 4 sessions, you're now going to provide 5 sessions. Or maybe it's 150, and you can see how these numbers change. So what you can do is you can take this calculator to be able to design your running gait analysis price based on your financial goals and based on the value that you're providing to patients, and some of that's baked into your physical therapy appointment cost. Obviously, your PT appointment cost is a certain amount, and we usually know those amounts off the top of our head, so we can use that as a base price. However, again, the value of a running gait analysis can be quite valuable to patients, and we want to consider that our price point for the value we're offering patients should reflect not only the additional services we're providing to them, but also reflect the goals that you want to make financially. So I just want to go through this one more time so we have it. We're going to take our monthly income goal, so our total monthly income, which is, I'm saying here, $8,000. We're obviously subtracting that revenue of $3,000 for those business expenses and savings from the total monthly revenue needed. And so if we take that $8,000, if we go through here and are saying, okay, 96 appointments at $105 per visit, we can then identify that we've the time available to provide a running gait analysis is going to be that 160 available working hours minus your 96 minus the 32 for administrative time, and that's going to give us a available 32 hours to provide a running gait analysis. How do we reach that $8,000 monthly income goal? Well, we've already got $7,000 of it from PT services. So we need another $1,000 to come in from our running gait analysis clinic. So we are going to do a certain number of running gait analyses to be able to help reach that goal. In this case, I'm using $250 as my price point. $250 is a number that we obviously see in the research as very average. That is something that a lot of clinics provide a running gait analysis at. Obviously, this can go up or down, but at $250, we would be providing 4 running gait analyses a month, and that would reach our income goals. Obviously, again, this can go down. $200 is going to be closer to $200 is going to be 5 running gait analyses a month, and if we went down to $100, we'd be providing 10 running gait analyses per month. So go ahead, try this calculator, see what works for you. There's a download on the blog, and also I'll put a download in the YouTube link as well. Please ask me any questions you have about this. I am more than happy to answer them. And as a lasting note here, it's really important to be able to get these numbers not by guesswork. We're not just guessing, oh, well, what is everyone else doing? What are patients potentially going to pay for? No, let's offer these valuable services at the value that they reflect. And obviously we can use our PT appointments as a reference point, but obviously knowing our monthly income goals, knowing our time available to do a running gait analysis, and knowing how much we would need to charge to be able to reach those goals and provide these good, valuable services is really important. Feel free to ask me any questions, and there's tons of links for more resources if you want to learn more about starting a running gait analysis clinic or becoming a certified running specialist through our course, The Essentials of Running Gait Analysis. Please let me know. Until the meantime, I'll talk to you soon, and have a great day.